producer's perspective, it's good to produce your own titles. It's good to have access and control. That's a lesson which I learned from the French people and the French guys here. You know better that there are a lot of producers and distributors who own also cinemas in Paris and not only in Paris, like all over the France. So I think it's good to be able to access, if you have the opportunity to access all sectors, is to be able to control somehow your product. What was very interesting from me, let's say a director producer at the beginning, was to understand better the relation between my product and between my films and what also the market needs, because I thought this is important. Sometimes I had very good friends working in Romanian cinema. They do great scripts, they have films which are awarded all over the world, but sometimes those films do not find a market at home. And I think this is the most painful situation, because you know you have a good film, but that film is not really hitting the audience, or the audience do not react at all to the audition. So in Europe, things are totally different from US. In US, things are very controlled by, let's say, by the major studios, distributors, exhibitors, that the producer is not having, I would say, a bigger area to move or to come up with ideas, proposals, while in Europe things are, I would say, totally different, because I think it's our duty as producers to think from the very beginning of the process to how am I gonna market the product, how am I gonna find an audience for this film. I did recently, I produced a film called Kino Caravan. It was a Romanian-German co-production, and the story, just for very simple synopsis, it was about a Soviet truck which is going throughout some isolated villages in Transylvania in the middle of the 60s, with the only aim to screen Russian propaganda film to the peasants. And they got stuck in one of these isolated villages because of the rain, and there is a nice love story started between the propaganda guy who came with the films and the teacher from the village. And of course, the fun situation was that it's raining throughout the whole length of the film, and the propaganda people are not able to make a screening of the film, and all the villagers, the peasants, are against them. So there are a lot of situations like funny humor. Even from what I told you, it could sound like, comedy, or we would brand it as a comedy, Balkan humor, black comedy, let's say. What happened was that we had the film finished. I believed very much in the script. Film-wise or filmmaking-wise, I was not very happy about the final product, but there were some directorial choices which finally I had to support, I had to back up. But if I would have been in America and if I would have had the right for the final cut, I'm sure I would have changed many things. But still, I thought we have a good film, and I'm sure it would play some festivals, and it would be a hard seller, because it's Romania, the 60s, not so fashionable at the moment, but still. And I faced very, very negative remarks from the sales people, and they were commenting just one single thing about the film, not the tone, not the style, not the direction. Everything was good, but the end scene of the film was that in this very end scene of the film, the propaganda guy who finally screened the film in the village, he's being, in a way, refused by the teacher. She doesn't want to go with him to the big city. She wants to stay in the village. So he failed in his attempts to get her with him. So he's leaving, and in the very end scene, we all think that he would leave the village, but then he stopped his truck in front of her house. He's going there and he's raping her. So I remember that we were talking a lot with the director, and we had a lot of theoretical arguments and a lot of script writing articles about arguments as to say, yeah, we need this scene, we need something strong at the end, we need the audience to feel that all these people, they were really like animals, and they were not these funny guys and, you know, Russians. And I could have wrote pages of arguments about the need to make such a strong end, because it's something really solid for the meaning of the film, blah, blah, blah. What the market said, and all of the agents, all the sales agents told me, we hated the end. It's impossible to deal 80 minutes or 85 minutes of the film with this, you know, jokes and comedy, and, you know, even though it was raining in the film, it was not dark and depressive at all, you know. And then, at the end, the main character should rape, is raping. Of course, the scene was not shot, I mean, it was a wide shot, it was not, you know, anything, but still, a rape is a rape, and nobody wants to buy the film. And I got even harsher reactions from the female part of the you know, all these sales company. Of course, you have to know who to talk with, but of course I had to talk with some people, and there were some German companies, there were 2 or 3 girls there, and they were like saying, Tudor, we like you, we know your work, but we don't want to see even this film. It was horrible. Sorry about it. We will not ever consider it. It's so mean. So I realized that this film really, we did a very big mistake.